Hi, this is Savannah,
And this is Brian from the Dorky Diva Show,
and you're listening to Starboars.
the best place for below average Star Wars.
Welcome to Starboars, the best place for below average Star Wars.
Hello there, and welcome to the Starboard Show.
The best place for below average Star Wars.
I'm the Geordie Jedi Pete,
And I'm Canon Junkie XL Ian.
and we're back for some awesome Star Wars talk. There's actually been some awesome Star Wars news. Lucasfilm and Disney are actually doing proper marketing for their own things this week, rather than just letting other sort of newspapers and other magazines and other web-based news websites getting the scoop on them. They're actually doing their marketing job in getting this news out there, and I'm really, really happy about that. How are you feeling, Ian?
I'm good. I'm happy. It's been a good week. Obviously, the last podcast after we wrapped, we said, we'll see what happens this week and see if any news drops. And yeah, we got a fair bit of news, which is really cool.
It is really cool, and I just love the way it's been presented. It was like, we got the Kenobi announcement at the sort of the beginning of the week. So essentially, they dropped a graphic with the Obi-Wan Kenobi title, and that looks like that's the official font and official logo for the series, which is awesome. And then we also got 12 sort of pictures underneath with the names of the actors on, and obviously we've got the people there who knew had already been announced. We've got people in there who were thought, well, maybe they could be coming back, because obviously they were in the prequels as these characters, and then we've got faces in there who were like, don't know who these people could be playing, and would never have thought these people would be attached to a Star Wars project ever. So a lot of sort of excitement, and I'm so glad we got this rather than a scooping slash film or a scoop in the Hollywood Reporter, or like we did last summer for the Mandalorian casting with no confirmation, no nice picture, no nice font. So they've definitely done it the right way this way, and this is the way to generate like so much buzz, because this is out from the official account and we know it's true. I mean, just no one's questioning it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, this is it. We're on the ride now. The ride started for the Kenobi series. They also announced that they'll be starting to film in April as well, which is, as we record today, it's April 2nd. So this month they will be filming the Obi-Wan Kenobi series with this cast, which is absolutely fantastic news.
Definitely, mate. Yeah, like I said, you've been pretty vocal before about saying, obviously, about the leaks and that, and how it would just make more sense if Lucasfilm got ahead of it. So it's good to see, obviously, them putting stuff out that just obviously builds hype, because, obviously I saw on Twitter and all I saw was hype for this. Obviously, we all knew Ewan was coming back. It's his show, Hayden and that. But obviously to see people like Joel Edgerton come back to play Uncle Owen, and Bonnie, I can't remember how you say her name, Pisces, to come back to play Aunt Beru is pretty awesome. Plus you say there's some actors here that really surprised me, and who they could be in Star Wars.
Definitely. So let's break it down. So let's start with the top of the graphic that they released. So we've got Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, we've got the logo. I like how the name's inside the two lines. It's very prequel-esque.
Yeah.
But also, it's prequel-esque, but it's also
fresh.
Modern.
Yeah, fresh.
And I love the fact that the eye is Kenobi's lightsaber.
Yeah, I like that. I think they showed this logo first at the Disney Plus Investors Day thing, but it's good to know that this is the actual logo we'll see when the show drops on Disney Plus. But yeah, the lightsaber as the eye is a nice little touch.
And then moving down, so we've got it's essentially 3 sets of 4 pictures in a row, so it all looks really cool. It's designed for social media, marketing 101. It's really simple marketing, but really effective marketing in my opinion. On the top line, we've got Hugh McGregor, who obviously we knew was coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've got Hayden Christensen, who we knew was coming back as Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. He's there, which is great. And then next to them we have Moses Ingram, who I'm not familiar with, But no, she's been really excited for this announcement.
Yeah, she put on Instagram the other day. I saw that her caption said, "I play with lightsabers," which is interesting as to who she could be playing.
I mean, I saw that. I didn't read too much into it. So, like, if you were going to say I'm in a Star Wars, you'd probably say I play with lightsabers now because it's a part of the Star Wars world. But maybe she is an assassin or a Jedi character or a Sith character. But I wouldn't take that just from that. Have you seen anything that she's been in before?
I haven't, mate. To be honest, I'm not too familiar with her work, but from what I've seen online, she's a very good actress. So it's good. It's awesome to see. I like, obviously, and plus Star Wars has a history of casting. I wouldn't say she's unknown. She's unknown to me, but I don't know how well known she is in the acting world. But they have a history of casting, obviously, unknown actors. Look at the sequel trilogy. They cast Daisy Ridley and John Boyega and Oscar Isaacs. And I don't know how well known Oscar Isaacs was when The Force Awakens came out, but I didn't really see much of him. So it's cool to see new actresses be brought into Star Wars to see what they can bring. Because apparently she has quite a prominent role in this show as well.
So she was in the Queen's Gambit. She was in 4 episodes of that, and she played Jolene, who I believe is, I don't know if you've seen the Queen's Gambit, but she's like the best friend of the main character. Starts off sort of they grew up in a care home together type of thing.
All right.
Yeah, so like really, really sort of powerful role there. And then there's also like Macbeth production and post-production now where she was playing a character, and a movie called Ambulance, which is coming out in 2022, which is also in post-production, so she's wrapped those ones. And now I imagine, starting this month, she will be filming Obi-Wan Kenobi. So looking at her sort of credits, hasn't got a lot of credits there, but obviously quite new to sort of
like
the world of
I know what you mean.
the world of Hollywood, you could say, and the world of streaming services, I suppose, is where the money is these days.
It definitely is.
I'm just trying to find out how old she is.
I wouldn't say she doesn't look too old, mate.
That's what I'm saying. I think she's I'm thinking she is young, so it's not going to say I'm not going to go down to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously, someone who's sort of new, hasn't got many productions on their belt, but the ones that do have, are quite prominent roles, up and come out, as you've just said, Star Wars love to cast,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, all those guys weren't known. And next to her, we've got Joel Edgerton, which was, a really buzzing one for me. It was like, this guy in the prequels, sort of, he doesn't have the biggest role, and he's also not well known at all. And obviously, he's done a lot of roles in the past 15 years, to where he is he's worked with Leonardo DiCaprio. He's done serious movies. He's done like in The Great Gatsby. He's done funny movies with Jason Bateman. Like he's worked a lot of different sort of genres, a lot of different really great actors. It's really good to see him back, and obviously on the next line down, Bonnie Picey obviously back as Beru, which is fantastic. If you're bringing Joe Edgerton back, you may as well bring Beru back.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they went and got the original peeps.
Yeah.
Why not? If they're interested, get them back to do it. I know she apparently hasn't acted much since the prequels. Supposedly she's been part of a cult of some sort.
Has she?
Apparently, I'm not going to go too much into that, but that's just what I read. Apparently, she was mixed up with some sort of cult type thing, according to the internet. So I'm not saying that is true. But good to sit. But the internet's also saying that she's since hasn't been involved with that lately, and obviously what better role to get back and what better production to be part of to really sort of stamp yourself as being back in Hollywood and back acting.
Yeah.
And then next to her was the one I was probably most excited about, who I didn't know was going to be in Star Wars, and that is Camille Nanjiani. Yeah, obviously big fan of The Big Sick. He is the star of that, and I think he was responsible for the idea and I don't know if he wrote it or not, but he's definitely a big part of that. So excited to see him. I could see him being some sort of like maybe street merchant or someone who they come across by accident who ends up helping them.
Yeah. Plus, he's going to be in Marvel's Eternals as well. So he's obviously big in with the Disney family. And apparently he's a big old nerd, so it must be cool for him to be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sure.
Definitely. And then we've got Indira Varma, who I believe is the actual on-screen husband of
Pedro Pascal's over in Marvel.
From Game of Thrones. So she's going to be in this, which it's going to be good to have a sort of a strong.
Yeah, she's really good in Game of Thrones. I really enjoyed her character in Game of Thrones. So yeah, it's really cool to see her. Obviously,
I think she's got a very sort of she's got a presence about her, especially in those Game of Thrones scenes, because I've seen her where she is like if she's in the frame. I think the attention is on her.
Yeah.
And it's in a way of like this woman. Yes, she is beautiful, but also like this woman is there's like a commanding presence about her. Obviously, they play like a warrior tribe in Game of Thrones. I think that vibe does come from her. So I can see her being some sort of either. I've got two different minds. I can see being some sort of like assassin.
Yeah.
But I can also see her being like with her stature. Imagine her with like an Imperial uniform on.
Inquisitors. I think she'd be a great Inquisitor.
Or not even an Inquisitor,
like
literally like an Imperial officer, like on the deck of something, like on a Star Destroyer, or like running a crew on planet.
I was going to say though, the guy in the next square. If any of these cast scream Imperial officers to me, it's the guy in the next. It's the guy in the next square.
So I think so. Like Indira could be. I think she could be an Inquisitor. That's correct. But I think I could definitely say an Imperial uniform, looking like sort of like an absolute female boss of the Empire. Definitely, like vibes of like we haven't really seen too many sort of awesome Imperial female officers on screen. We've obviously got some great ones in the books and in the wider canon. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. And the next square is Rupert Friend.
Imperial officer, mate, I'm telling you. He just looks like one.
Yeah.
He's got to be.
Possibly, he's definitely getting off those vibes where, like, I think it could go two ways, where he's either going to be an Imperial officer or I can see him being some sort of, like, a scumbag scoundrel, maybe.
He just, no offense to the guy, but he looks a bit on the evil side.
No, definitely. If you look at and he's done a wide range of stuff as well, where like he's been on Pride and Prejudice. He was in the Liberty movie. He's been in The Boy in Striped Pajamas. Like sort of different types of movies that all have a really sort of strong sense of gravitas about them.
Definitely,
he's been in. Sort of, there was a British movie called Startup, which was really good. He was in that.
So he definitely knows. He's definitely a very good actor. Yeah. So it'd be good to see what he brings to the show.
Definitely, mate. So it's gonna be very interesting. I think he just has his face. Yeah. Like I think it has like something about it where like if you look at the picture of the views and the thing, like I don't know where that picture's from, but like if you just look into his eyes, like something's going on. Like you can see like the cogs are turning. So I think he's gonna be either a very dangerous character, or he's gonna be a very methodical. If he's a good guy, like a methodical, like good guy to have around, he's gonna be have his hands on the pulse. I'm excited about that. And then we've got O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Ice Cube,
who, he's the spitting double of his father, Ice Cube, as well. Obviously, he did play his father in Straight Outta Compton, the biopic for the NWA. I was buzzing about that. It's funny because I listened to a pod. He was on the Oral Sessions podcast with Renee Cricket, obviously formerly Renee Young from WWE, and he was talking a lot about like how he got into acting and stuff like that in his life. Didn't mention this obviously because I imagine at the time now this has come out, I was like, you probably signed to this already, but obviously, and NDAs and all that. You don't want to spoil it. You want the official marketing. It's going to get everyone excited to be the release for it. So I'm really happy for him. Like you say, in that interview, he sounded like a really, really down to earth, cool guy who, just wants to work hard, loves acting, and loves life as well. So very excited about that. Who do you think he could be playing? What type of character?
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know. This is the hard thing. I'm no good at fan casting. He could be. I could see him playing a friend. So Obi-Wan, maybe someone in Anchorhead or Mos Eisley, or that type of thing. Or they could spin it on their head with all these people that we're saying now. He could be a villain. You don't know. Yeah.
I think what makes him so hard to cast is that, like, as from fans' perspective, is that we haven't seen him in much. So these people who haven't been in much, it's
hard to picture them, obviously, from the previous body of work. Yeah.
Exactly, which to me makes it even more exciting. So it's like he could be absolutely anybody.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. But I love his work, also. I'm excited to see what
he was really good as in Straight Outta Compton, and it can't be easy trying to play your dad. So he was really
definitely
good.
not. I mean, a lot of pressure there. Yeah. Next square along is Sun Kang, obviously known as the biggest role I know him from is from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and then he came into the later Fast and Furious movies as well. As I think the character's actually called Han. There's a little callback there to Star Wars. I think again, I haven't seen him in much apart from Fast and Furious. I don't think so. Again, like, who could he be? I don't know. But I just think I love his long locks of hair. If he's still got those, I think that really suits Star Wars. If he's still got those, but to me, he could be. I don't know. I could imagine him in an Inquisitor outfit for some reason. I mean, we're sort of inventing a lot of Inquisitors here when we sort of already know who the Inquisitors are from the Darth Vader comic.
Yeah, they can always have a new one, I suppose.
But I don't know. I think again, he's been a part of some very big productions, like with the Fast and Furious production. So like this is going to be a big one as well. So he's going to bring that sort of experience with him. And I think again, like he could be anybody. Like, I don't know
whether this is just me because of Fast and Furious. I could see him being a pod racer or something. You never know. That's just literally because he's in the Fast and Furious.
Maybe, but you got to remember what Anakin said. He's the only human who could do it. So it might mean that Sun Kang might be inside some prosthetic makeup or puppeteer and something. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I have to assume some of these might be playing aliens and all that type of thing. I have to believe we'll go to the Mos Eisley Cantina at some point in this show, and it'd be nice to have a few aliens dotted about.
Yeah, no, definitely. The next square along is Simone Kessel, who I'm not too sure what she has been in, but it's great to add another female to this casting, and I'm just going to double check.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen
she has been in.
While you check, not really familiar with her work. I think she's one of the lesser known people who've been casting this type of thing. Like I say, it's a nice mixture of like people we know. Obviously, we knew Ewan was coming back. Pretty hard to do the Obi-Wan Kenobi show without Ewan. Obviously, we know Hayden's coming back. I had a feeling that they would get Joel Edgerton and Bonnie Pierce Pisces to do the Ion Cologne and that Burrow, but it's a nice mix of people we know. I have to assume as well that there's people not on this list that will be in the show. Obviously, I don't want to spoil anything if there's a character we know in, but it is a nice mixture of old and new.
Definitely. So, just some of the things that Simone's been in. So let's have a look.
Simone, she got the last name for it.
So she did it. So she did it. Yes, she does indeed. Yeah. You could even. She could even run that in conventions afterwards. Simone the Castle run, maybe. So what we asked, but so she did an episode of Xena Warrior Princess way back in 1997. I really think it's very. It's got loads of stuff in, which I'm just going to pick and choose from it. The things I know. She was in an episode of Farscape, which I personally love. And then lately, let's have a look. So she was in the film Burning Man from 2011. A lot of TV series here, which some people might say it's a bad thing, but I think like, she's going to be in a TV series right now, so she understands how to get characters across in more than just 90 minutes, which is good. She was in the TV miniseries Reckoning, which aired in 2020. So I'm not really seeing her in much of these things, but it could mean that she's literally in for one episode. Like I said, in the Farscape series, she did one episode. In the Xena Warrior Princess, she did one episode. But they were a while ago. Do you know what I mean? Then since she's doing TV shows, which was in more. So maybe she's in for one episode as like a character who's going to turn up, maybe drop off some information or drop off a clue or something our heroes need on their adventure. Or maybe she's going to be here for a bigger role, and we just don't know that yet. She is from New Zealand, so I wonder if that could be related to think about people who have the New Zealand accent. Django and Boba Fett, the clones, could be related to those guys, maybe. Obviously, she is an actress, so she can probably do many different voices, I would imagine. So it doesn't mean she's going to use a New Zealand accent on set. And then the last one is Benny Safdie, who I'm not going to lie, I've got no idea
who that is, to be honest.
Who Benny Safdie
He doesn't
is.
look old either, so I wonder if he's new to, obviously, this type of thing.
So I'm pulling up his IMDb now. So his IMDb is full of like short movies. And then we go to, he was in the movie Good Time in 2017, which I've not seen. He was in the movie Pieces of a Woman last year.
It'd be good to see what he brings to the table. Like I said, Star Wars. Like I said, repeated, Star Wars has a history of casting unknown, so it'd be good to see what he brings. I could see him playing an alien or some type of thing like that.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So I mean, in 2021, he's got it. So there's a untitled Paul Thomas Anderson project that's like in post production now. So he's already shot that, and that's coming out this year. And then he's got 2 TV series on the go. So there's a TV series called The Curse that is currently in pre-production, and then there's obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi, which will be shooting this month. So it looks like he's about to become very busy with 2 series shooting in the same year. And so I don't know what The Curse is, but if that ends up being, on a major networks similar to what Kenobi is, this guy could be about to skyrocket into the superstardom charts.
Definitely, mate.
But yeah, that sort of brings an end to sort of going through that. But like I said, I loved the graphic. I love how simple it was. We got the logo. We got it's one of those things where I think now you've said that, I think you're 100% right that we did get the logo at D23.
Yeah.
I definitely had it before, but because I haven't seen it so long, I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah.
And then where this has been leaked by these names have been leaked one by Variety or by Hollywood Reporter, by Slash Film or by those guys. Like I really do we would have just got like a name and who they're playing. Where this is here's the logo again. Guess what? You might have forgot. And it's like, oh yes, excited. There's the logo. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Forgot I'd even seen it before, but here it is again, fresh. And then here's these pictures of these guys who are going to be in this movie. Some some maybe might have fan guests would have been in it. Like I said, Joe Leckerman and Bonnie Picey, and then the rest are and here's some names who you wouldn't have thought of being attached, but are. Now you can start speculating about that and having a really good time with that.
And there's still, like I said, there's definitely people who they're not on the list, obviously, because they're probably characters we know. Like I said, there was the rumours of Tamura Morrison a while back playing Commander Cody in this and all that. We don't know, but like I said, it's official, and now, like you said, it's better to know that these people. And plus, it doesn't give, like you said, it doesn't give anything away for the show. But now we know these people will be in the show, and it just builds a bit of excitement for that.
Definitely, and this isn't the casting. Do you know what I mean? This is a casting announcement. There can be more casting announcements between now and when the show gets released. Do you know what I mean? So this is the way you start it, and this is the way you continue it going forward. I think when you're ready to release more names, this is how you do it.
I still hope
with these or with the if they're filming and they've got someone on set who we know. You release a cheeky set picture and it comes officially from the official account. Do you know what I mean? That's how you do it.
I still hope we see Jabba the Hutt.
Maybe we'll see. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see. You know, I'm glad that this is all in the wraps still. Like, we don't know what the story's going to be. Is it going to be all on Tatooine? Is it not? Like, and I'm excited to find out, and I don't really want it spoiled by, like, you know, if these guys want to announce it in a press junket with official pictures and stuff, fine, all about that. Like, give us that. But I didn't want it spoiled by, like, some jumped up reporter who's somehow managed to get a scoop and is like, oh, like, look at this, and there's no nice picture, there's no context, it's just a name in who they're playing, and that's it. And it's just like, you know, it's sloppy.
Yeah.
Like, at least do more digging if you're going to do that, with like more context and get a nice picture for it. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think it's important for Lucasfilm to stay in charge of their own narrative. Essentially, is how I always put it. Like, stay in charge of your narrative. Like, how the information come from you. You can release it any way you want. So, you know, these other people who, you know, these other sort of magazines and other media outlets, like, will release it just with a name and to get a click. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Where, like, where here you can present it in, like, however way you want, and if you want to release it in a lovely way, which they just have, in my opinion, you can, and it really does just stoke the fumes of excitement amongst the fandom.
Definitely, mate.
So moving on from that, it's funny. So that day when that got released, I know, like, I follow some people who are like big fans of that Star Wars animation and of Lucasfilm animation and of like the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff, and they were like, it would be good to get a Bad Batch announcement, like, considering that's coming like next, and then, like, you know, people being a bit funny about it, a bit soggy. But then I'll see the next day, like, guess what? He has a trailer that we've got planned, which is again what you need, like a quick 1-2 punch of stuff, which is like, you know, it's worked fantastically, I think. So we got the Bad Batch trailer the day after this Kenobi news, which again, very quick 1-2 punch of just brilliant marketing, which I love.
Plus the sweet poster as well. The poster looks awesome as well.
Yeah, so they released a poster where it's got like all 5 characters of the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is now 5, obviously, if you've watched the end of Clone Wars season 7. It's now 5 of them, so we've got a really, really cool poster. And then they also dropped, which I think they're referring to as key art, and then obviously they've also dropped the trailer.
And they dropped the length of the first episode, which will debut on Disney Plus on the 4th of May, and it'll be 70 minutes, which is awesome.
That doesn't surprise me. So I know that, like, in the past, when they drop like that, so with Rebels, season openers will often be like a double episode.
But 70 minutes is long, to be fair.
No, it is. So that's more than a double episode, but I'm not surprised it's longer than one episode. If that makes sense. So what were your thoughts on the poster first of all?
The poster was awesome, mate. To be fair, I'm looking for a bit more artwork to go up in my like little Star Wars room in my house. So yeah, if I can get an A4 one of that, I'll definitely be getting that one. It looked really cool, obviously with the Bad Batch there and the backgrounds and some of the Clone Wars era ships doing some sort of dogfight up in the top end of the poster. But no, I really enjoyed it. Yourself?
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I thought, like, we get to see sort of all 5 characters are there in their clone armor. For how much we're going to see them in clone armor, I don't know, but that's probably how they're going to start off. I do like to see we see the sort of the Republic style shuttles, or in the sky flying, and there's like the ashes of war. It's like very red and fiery. And there's ash flying around in the poster, and like obviously we know it's the end of the war, so like the ashes of war are going to be there because the war's just finished, and the ash is going to be fresh. So I really like how simple but also like poetic the poster was. This is the aftermath of the war. The ashes of war are still around. These 5 guys are going to find themselves sort of lost. They're going to not know what to do with themselves because the war's now gone, and then also the army, the 4th force, is going to turn on them. It's a very simple poster, but lots of awesome things from it. So I'm very, very excited for that. Going into the trailer, sort of what were your favourite moments from the trailer?
I liked seeing Grand Moff Tarkin. I thought that was really cool. Obviously, it seems like he will have a prominent role in the show. Obviously, we see in the trailer that he obviously wants Clone Force 99, aka the Bad Batch, hunted down and destroyed. I thought that was really cool. I love seeing Kamino. I thought Kamino looked incredible. There was a shot where you saw one of the buildings, Kamino, with V-wings flying by in the rain. I thought that was really cool. So it just like the animation as well. I know the Clone Wars season 7 was amazing, but this looks even better. which is they've obviously took what they did with Clone Wars Season 7 and improved it since then. And obviously the intrigue around the kids that's in the trailer. Obviously, apparently, if you watch it with the subtitles on, her name is Omega. And that was really intriguing. There's a couple of theories of what that could mean for her. And I'm trying to think what else was in the trailer that I've.
Do we know it's a female?
She sounds female. She sounds female in the trailer to me. We don't know it's female. I would assume she is, but I wouldn't know. To be fair, but yeah, they call her kid, so there's no obviously she hasn't been gendered or anything, but she seems like a little girl to me. But obviously, time will tell when we see the show.
Yeah, I think when I was looking at Omega, I was definitely getting feminine vibes. But then when I was thinking about it, I was like, but there's no like concrete. No. And I've got this with this character. I think there's going to be some like curveballs of like of who this character actually is. So I was like, maybe this is like who knows? I don't think this is as black and white as it looks on the screen. It's just in this trailer. I'm very excited.
I've seen a couple of theories saying that she could be the last clone ever produced. Obviously. Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you think? I mean, I don't want to talk about like too many theories like from outside, but your theories, like I am interested in. So, like, do you think this character, who we think is called Omega, do you think this character is a clone?
Yes, I do think she's a clone because when she talks, she does sound a bit Django Fettish. So I wonder whether
it's definitely a Kiwi accent.
I wonder whether she's the last clone of the Django Fett template, and then. Obviously, because the Bad Batch have all had mutations, or whether she's mutated, and this is a different variant, and that's why she'll become part of the Bad Batch. Obviously, later on in the trailer, we see this is my theory. This is no one else. Well, no one. I've seen them about, but I think these as well. So obviously, we're not speculating on random theories. I've also seen her later in the trailer with it looks like a Night Sister bow, and that always stuck to me because I don't know if you read the Tales of the Clone Wars anthology book they released after the Clone Wars Season 7. Did you?
No, I don't want that yet.
All the stories in it are different, like points of view from different episodes. But there's one story at the end that wasn't released with the press. Wasn't released with the press release with the book and all that. It's about a character called Bug who meets a woman called Falter who is looking for her daughter. Who's a Dathomirian, who's from Dathomir. So I wonder if that could tie in, because I did always find it strange that they included this short story in the Clone Wars book, obviously, and kept it from the media copies and that. So I wonder whether that could tie into it. It's a Falter, she's a Dathomirian witch looking for her daughter. So I wonder whether this could be it. Maybe the Empire are trying to clone Night Sisters. I could see Sidious trying to be involved with that type of thing, because apparently because I know Merrin from Jedi Fallen Order is still alive at this point, but I take it she never got off Dathomir, so I take it she's just hidden. So maybe she's the last known Night Sister or something like that. But other than that, there's a couple of theories I've banded around in my own head. I don't know what you think.
So I think it's a really cool concept of like, who is this character? It's on Kamino. Like, first of all, like, two questions. Like, is it a clone of Jango Fett or is it a clone of something else?
Yes, I've seen.
But that's really cool, exciting. And also, like, is it a clone at all?
Yes.
Really, really cool. Sort of getting your mind around that. I think for me, the Night Sister bow. I think I haven't looked at it, but I imagine energy bows. I imagine. I mean, don't they use them in the Rise of Skywalker on that planet?
I think
or them just normal bows.
I don't know, to be fair. It's been a little while since I've seen it.
I can't remember. I can't remember. But I can imagine energy bows all being like across the galaxy, and I think like the ones they use are magicked up. Do you know what I mean? But I think like you can probably get that type of weapon. But who knows? And I think like very exciting how sort of. I wonder how this thing starts. I wonder if it starts with like come back from a mission, the Clone Wars over, and then maybe they start questioning like what's going. Because I imagine they must do something to piss Tarkin off.
Yeah, because obviously you see them running the Citadel challenge that we obviously saw way back in like Clone Wars Season 2. We see them running that, and obviously Tarkin's voicing over in the trailer. He says, "Oh, but they display a concerning amount of like disregard for orders and that type of thing." So I can see them not fitting in with the Empire, because the Empire does not want creative thinking or discipline in their soldiers, ill discipline in their soldiers at this point. They're obviously trying to. Stormtroopers are very uniformal, just follow orders, that type of thing. You're not paid to think, type of thing.
Well, I didn't see any stormtroopers in this trailer.
That's what I mean. Though, but obviously, you see the clones stripped back, all their armors back to being just white, and I think it's because I think in canon it's like a year. I think in the first year they replace all the clones with stormtroopers, so it's not a long process. So I can just see this being the first instance of them stripping back all their armor, obviously because their armor is quite unique. We see in the Clone Wars, obviously that gets stripped all away, and they're back to just white. Clone trooper armor, and then I think eventually, in the show we will see the transition from clones to regular people and stormtroopers.
Yep. And do you think so? For me, I know the Bad Batch can question auras and stuff. For me, I don't think that will be enough for talking and say wipe them out. I think they must disobey something in a mission.
Yeah,
that's important.
And I'm guessing it might have something to do with Omega. They might run away with her and that type of thing, and that's why maybe Tarkin wants the Bad Batch wiped out.
We see Saw Gerrera in this trailer.
That was another personal highlight. Obviously, he's more his Clone Wars look at this point. It's the guy who voiced him in Clone Wars. I can't remember his name. He's coming back to voice the character because obviously in his transformation. Sorry, mate, the dog's just buddy. We obviously haven't seen his transformation from what we see him in Clone Wars to obviously Forrest Whitaker. Because obviously Forrest Whitaker voiced him in Rebels and that type of thing. But it's awesome to see. Obviously, we start seeing the early signs of rebellion. And Saw Gerrera telling the Bad Batch that obviously you need to either adapt or perish.
Yeah, which I found a really heartfelt line. So he's adapted to the death of his sister.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
So that was very, very exciting. To sort of see Saw Gerrera. I was like, Saw Gerrera. When I first seen it, that was my response.
Yeah,
I was like, Saw Gerrera.
The voice was like, oh, it's Saw Gerrera. But obviously, Clone Wars, Saw Gerrera.
Yeah. It was the face. I don't know why, but I just noticed the face. I was like, that's Saw Gerrera. And then obviously, with what he was saying, I was like, yes, it's definitely Saw Gerrera.
Bearded him up and all that type of thing, aged him up a bit. Because obviously, we need to get to Forrest Whitaker at some point.
Yeah, not just that also, but like, if you know, he sat as a figure, it's a different looking figure called the ones on the Clone Wars, so it's another bit of more
he's one of the
loveliness.
most used characters in canon. I really enjoy that character, Saw Gerrera.
Well, he's a very complex character and he's very probably easy to not easy because writing is hard, but like I imagine a writer's dream because he's got so many complexities. Like to write about, and that it makes sense that you don't want to use them. I wonder if they're actually on his planet.
Yeah, because I remember obviously there's a line in Rebels with Callus saying, I think he said something like, "Oh, it was not long after the Clone Wars. He was on Onderon, and he was ambushed by Saw Gerrera and his men. And obviously, he's talking to Zeb at this point, and he says about Lasats and that, and it was a Lasat that ambushed him and that. So I wonder if that could be part of the Bad Batch. Maybe we see a young Callus on Onderon when the Bad Batch takes part in that type of thing. Yeah.
Possibly, mate. Possibly. The possibilities are really looking juicy with this series.
Fennec Shand as well.
We see. So it looks like Fennec Shand comes across these guys when on the run.
I can see maybe Tarkin employing some body armor, some bounty hunters to maybe track the Bad Batch. I could see Fennec obviously maybe starting as an adversarial thing to the Bad Batch, but then becoming maybe a friend to the Bad Batch. Yeah,
I think obviously bounty hunter, they'll go wherever the money is to start with anyway. So if the Empire stripping back the clones at the minute, they haven't got the stormtroopers ready, so it might be like, right, we need to send a bounty hunter after these Bad Batch because we want them gone. Maybe it's Fennec Shand who comes across them, and then who knows? Maybe there's a battle where like they overpower her, and then she's like, "Oh, actually, I won't kill you then." Or maybe she just has to change her heart anyway.
We know she's well known and feared throughout the underworld because obviously Mando knows her name and obviously says she works for the Black Sun and all that type of thing. So she's obviously not a joke in the underworld.
Definitely, yeah. Maybe this is like the beginning of her career, maybe because obviously, like you think of when Mando was set. It's set like 30 years past this point. So this could be Fennec maybe just sorting out on her career, on her famous career, which will be quite cool. Do you think we'll see Fennec in much of
I don't
this
think we'll see
series?
her in a lot. I don't think we'll see her all the time. I think she might just be, maybe she's a recurring character. But no, I don't think she'll be like a main character that we'll see all the time.
Yep. So it's going to be cool to see sort of characters from The Mandalorian like Fennec Shand be shown here like 30 years earlier in an animation. I think that's a really cool idea. Again, Star Wars is like poetry rhymes. It's the connective tissue that binds the Star Wars galaxy together. So I'm really excited that they're bringing characters from like the newest of canon, The Mandalorian, and we're putting it back in the oldest of canon, The Clone Wars. So it is exciting. We also see a shot of Captain Rex with the Bad Batch on what looks like a crashed Venator in the background. Venator class
Yeah, it looks a
Star
bit
Destroyer.
like Braca from Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know if it is, but it looks like it.
So I'm just wondering if that is a flashback to something before the end of the war.
Maybe, but then Omega is with them in that scene.
Right, so that's why Rex is still in his full clone armor.
Because
Like,
it's Star
it's quite
Wars,
confusing. Like,
He's making death, but he's running around.
But you could like,
But
but you could strip it back a bit and have it like similar. Like you still have a helmet on, like half the armor. Like, he's actually looking like he's like a full Clone War captain still. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, we never know. Like they might encounter this Omega during the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, maybe it could do. Yeah, we don't obviously know where the show starts.
Yeah, so that's all about the trailers. There was a lot of quick cuts, and like it could be from like we don't know how much time is going to be shown in this season of the Bad Batch, but like I got the feeling that with the stuff they put in the trailer, it was stuff from all the different times we're going to see, which makes it hard to put together, which is good because I don't want the story put in front of us. I want like bits and pieces, like a pick and mix is what I want. Just get me taste buds going and to enjoy 100%. The story as it unfolds. Where some trailers these days just give you the whole story. So this one didn't, which is good. For me anyway, personally, that's what I love. So yeah, like it's gonna be very interesting. Was there any other characters who popped up there who you were interested in seeing?
Not really, mate. To be honest, no. There was obviously keeping things a bit close to the chest. Like I said, I'd probably led to believe, same with Kenobi, there'll be characters we obviously don't want ruined because we'll probably know them and all that type of thing. But no, nothing that really strikes me.
No, good. I like how sort of the crew of 5 seems to be working really well together at the beginning of this trailer.
Obviously, there's the crosshair thing as well, because apparently he's not in any of the shots with them after, it seems. So I wonder what happens to Crosshair, maybe, because they didn't really show. Obviously, in the first trailer, we got the look at the clone, like special clone force that might be coming after the Bad Batch, and the leader of that did have a lot of similarities to Crosshair. So,
maybe he stays out of the Republic
or the Empire.
Yeah, obviously what it is now here. So yeah, it's going to be very, very, very interesting. Any closing thoughts on the trailer?
Excited. Obviously, it's not too far away now, a couple of weeks, and we will be looking at the Bad Batch, and probably me and you will be doing reviews on it. So that's always something to look forward to because it gives us more content to produce. Yeah.
Definitely. And have they said? I know. So it makes its debut on Tuesday, May the 4th. So Star Wars Day, May the 4th, Tuesday, and it is a special 70-minute premiere. And then it's followed by new episodes every Friday, starting May the 7th. So that week on the Tuesday, we get the 70-minute premiere, and then we'll get a normal episode on the Friday, which is so that's like a jam-packed week. That's a fantastic week for Star Wars. And then also, I think it was yesterday it was announced, we also got some Thrawn news. So they've released some information for the Thrawn book. Do you want to take us through that,
the new
Ian?
Thrawn trilogy, which is the Thrawn Chaos, not Thrawn Chaos, the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, which obviously tells the tale of Thrawn before we see him in Rebels, before he joins the Empire. This is Thrawn out in the unknown regions with his people, the Chiss Ascendancy. The first book came out last year, Thrawn Chaos Rising, which was really good, which I really enjoyed. And obviously, we're a couple of weeks away from the second second part of the trilogy coming out on the 27th of April, I'm led to believe. I think it's Thrawn. I can't remember what the second book's called, to be fair. I just forgot what the book's called.
Second one's Greater Good, is that correct?
And then, obviously, last night, obviously on April Fool's, so everyone was a bit suspicious of it at first, Del Rey announced that they will be dropping the finale of the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy this year, November 16th, 2021. And it's called A Lesser Evil, which obviously is hugely exciting because normally you have to wait one book per year for the trilogy. We know we're getting the finale of this trilogy at the end of this year.
Yeah, so I think obviously, we've had in canon, we've had the first Thrawn trilogy, which depicts how Thrawn gets found by the Empire and becomes an Imperial officer. Also dives a little bit back into when he used to work for the Chase Ascendancy and when he worked with Anakin Skywalker in the past. And then it also shows you the events running up the Rebels and sort of how he fits into the Imperial picture pre-Rebels and pre the end of Rebels. Written obviously Rebels is the last time we see him in canon so far. And obviously this trilogy, the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy, is obviously set all during the time of him working for the Thrawn Ascendancy. So the Empire haven't found him yet. Obviously the first book, Chaos Rising, and then we've had the second book, Greater Good, and then this is the third book. But so obviously, first introduced in 1981's classic Star Wars here, the Empire, Grand Admiral Thrawn has since earned his place among the greatest villains of Star Wars. And obviously Timothy Zahn's dialed back the clock with this current Star Wars trilogy. He's writing, chronicling the Imperial mastermind's rise within the military ranks of his own homeworld. So the final book, Star Wars Thrawn Ascendancy, Lesser Evil, comes November 16th. And that will end the epic Thrawn origin tale. I wouldn't have to get another Thrawn trilogy after this, set somewhere else. I can totally see that happening.
Forward, obviously, Thrawn is going to be on screen sooner rather than later. Obviously, you've got the name drop in The Mandalorian. I'm pretty nailed on that he's going to be in the Ahsoka show. And like I said, I've been very vocal before. I think this, obviously, the event that they said the Mandalorian timeline shows are building towards, I truly believe that will be Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I wonder whether, obviously, once he makes his appearance in Ahsoka or wherever he's going to make his appearance, whether we will get, obviously, a new trilogy that details those. Obviously, we don't know how many years it is between where we see at the end of Rebels and obviously where he will make his appearance. I wonder whether we'll get books in that time period, going into a bit more detail about that time.
Yeah, definitely. And I think obviously Greater Good's not out yet, is it?
April.
Yeah, so Greater Good's coming out on the 27th of April, 2021. That's available for pre-order now. I think this, by seeing the third book's coming later this year, that is a great piece of marketing to get people buy the second one and read it, because I've only got some like a couple of months, and then I need to be ready for the next one. So I think that's genius. I love the cover. What you make of the cover?
Artwork for the 3 Thrawn novels and the Ascendancy trilogy have been really unique. I've really enjoyed them. They're like someone said to me on Twitter last night. They do give off a bit of James Bond vibe, which is pretty cool. They do seem a bit James Bondy, which I do like. It's very different to the other books we've got in canon and that. So yeah, I've really enjoyed them.
I like how the design matches like the design underneath the East Crimea Star Destroyer.
Are we ever going to see one of those things? They keep popping. Yeah, one of these creatures.
One of these creatures.
They're obviously something. They're obviously out in the unknown region somewhere. So it'd be cool to see one day, because they've been painting under a Star Destroyer in Rebels, and we've seen them on the cover of these books. And these stormtroopers and all that on their pauldrons had their, I'm guessing it's the mark of the 7th Fleet.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Like, is this a real creature, or is this symbolic of
a deity or something?
Something in. No, something inside of him, because he's he's a very evil character, but then there's times when he doesn't show that. Yeah. He's very methodical as well. So maybe he's battling an inner demon, an inner dragon.
He's more of an anti-hero in the books. Timothy Zahn writes him as an anti-hero. Obviously, in Rebels, he's pretty much a villain. I mean, he bombards the capital city of Lothal, kills people. and that. So yeah, they're very different characters when it comes to the books and the show.
So I'm just thinking, but they're also like different times. Do you know what I mean? Like, so maybe this is like an inner demon, symbolic of an inner demon, an inner dragon that he is battling against, and then obviously once he joins the Empire, just lets the dragon out.
Yeah, that's a really cool way of thinking of it. Obviously, I obviously thought it was just it might still be, but obviously that's a really cool way of looking at it. And obviously when the Bendu tells him, obviously I can see your defeat in the many hands of a cold embrace or something like that. I don't know whether obviously that was referring to the Purgil maybe, but I don't know whether that is obviously something further on. Yeah.
Possibly, mate. Possibly. We do have an official synopsis for the book, for the third book. So, the fate of the Chiss Ascendancy hangs in the balance of the epic finale of the Star Wars Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy from best-selling author Timothy Zahn. For thousands of years, the Chiss Ascendancy has been an island of calm, a centre of power, and a beacon of integrity. Led by the 9 ruling families, their leadership stands as a bulwark of stability against the chaos of the unknown regions. But that stability has been eroded by a cunning foe that winnows away trust and loyalty in equal measure. Bonds of fidelity have given way to lines of division among the families. Despite the efforts of the expansionary defence fleet, the Ascendancy slips closer and closer towards civil war. The Chiss are no strangers to war. Their mythic status in the chaos was earned through conflict and terrible deeds, some long buried until now. To ensure the Ascendancy's future, Thrawn will delve deep into its past, uncovering the dark secrets surrounding the ascension of the first ruling family. But the truth of a family's legacy is only as strong as the legend that supports it, even if that legend turns out to be a lie. To secure the salvation of the Ascendancy, is Thrawn willing to sacrifice everything, including the only home he has ever known?
Compelling, mate. Yeah.
And maybe this is why he gets cast out.
Yeah, because obviously in Legends he was exiled by the Chiss, but obviously in canon it's a bit different. He'd make the Empire led to believe he was exiled, but obviously he is scouting the Empire from within to assess their strength, obviously to hold back the dangers of the unknown regions. Obviously, the things lurking in the unknown regions. So yeah, but obviously, I think. Obviously, at the end of the first Thrawn book, we meet a character that is intent on Thrawn's destruction. I don't know if I'm going to say it here, because obviously people haven't read it and that. But there is a character at the end of the first Thrawn book, which I'm probably led to believe this is... It's hard to gauge the third book when I haven't read the second, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's what's so wonderful, but also weird about this announcement. Like, it's like we're almost wanting to speculate about that, but we haven't gotten through... the middle part of the story,
obviously. So yeah, it's hard to gauge on what that could mean. Obviously, the character we meet at the end of the first Thrawn novel, I'm guessing, is the protagonist that we will eventually come up against in the third one. But like I said, without knowing what happens in the second one, there's not much I can say, to be fair.
Yeah, no, definitely. Are you going to be getting Greater Good on April 27th?
Getting through Waterstones, but at the moment, obviously with COVID and that, their shipments are all over the place and they're late, and obviously they're not open at the moment, so I'll be getting on Amazon this one.
So I'm actually sitting next to my copy of Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising.
Good.
Which I've not read. I need to finish Thrawn Treason. I haven't picked up in a while. So I think with this announcement, I think I need to pick that up, finish it, pick up Chaos Rise and read that.
Yeah.
And then I've got 27. I've got 26 days essentially to read it and then be ready for the next one, which I'm excited about. Now I know our third one's coming. It's actually lit a fire in me to read and sort of.
Chaos. I'll be brutally honest. I didn't enjoy Treason at all. I still haven't finished it to this day. It's just, for me, I think it's hampered by obviously having to be shoehorned in between his appearance in Rebels. But obviously the first book in the Ascendancy thing doesn't have those problems, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I was a bit funny about Chaos Rising at first. I was like, do I read it? Because I didn't really enjoy Treason, but no, I really enjoyed Chaos Rising. I would recommend it to anyone. It's a really interesting look, not just at Thrawn, but obviously how the unknown regions work, how they go about certain things, and how they use certain things. Obviously, to their advantage. So yeah, I couldn't recommend Chaos Rising anymore.
Fantastic. Well, that brings an end to us talking about sort of the news today. Obviously, it's been a really good week. We've had a really awesome Bad Batch trailer. We've had the Kenobi casting news, and then obviously to top it off a bit of publishing news with this Thrawn book. Have you been receiving any cool Star Wars merchandise this week, Ian?
Last talk, that copy of Shadowhunter, the Darth Maul book, came yesterday when I was at work. But other than that, mate, I'm still waiting for my Mandalorian Black Series helmet to come. But other than that, nothing really, mate. I'm waiting. I did pre-order a couple of variants for the War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha that's coming out in May. But other than that, mate, no. Yourself?
So I received a Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, 6-inch. It's in the 50th anniversary Lucasfilm line, and it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's got the vinyl cape, and it's coloured in the same way as the original kind of figure. I think it was an Amazon exclusive, but that arrived this week, and the figure looks fantastic. I haven't posted the picture yet, but it will be going on our Instagram page, the Star Wars Podcast Instagram page. So if you want to see that up close and personal, stay tuned to the Instagram page to have a look at that. And then I've also got a Jawa and a Greedo figure that are in the same line as that. So it's Black Series figures, but they've been stylized in a way to honour the legendary Kenner collection. So those haven't arrived yet, those two, but they're on the way hopefully soon. So yeah, that's what I've got on order merchandise-wise. I'm very excited about. So yeah, it's been sort of a really, really fun time. Where can the people find you on social media, Ian?
Obviously, at Star Wars Ian, all lowercase on Instagram and Twitter. And obviously, I'm part of Star Wars, at Star Wars on Twitter and Instagram as well.
Yep, and also, obviously, happy Easter Friday, happy Good Friday to everyone. We're actually recording Good Friday, and also this episode will be released today, Good Friday. And then on Monday, we've got a very special episode coming on Bank Holiday Monday, just because we love you listeners so much. We really want to give you lots of Easter treats. Me and Ian are very much the Star Wars Easter bunnies this Bank Holiday weekend. And we have a very special solo-themed episode coming on Monday with a very special interview, which I'm not going to say too much more about, but a very special interview. It is, yeah. So again, Ian, thank you very much for joining us. It's been exciting to sort of, as soon as I watched the trailer, as soon as I saw Kenobi news, I was like, I can't wait to record with you and get talking about this. So thank you very much for coming on and getting sweaty with us about Star Wars.
It's easier when they give us news during the week, so it's always great to give us stuff to talk about.
Definitely. And listeners, thank you very much for tuning in. May the Force be with you all. And don't forget, always,
please follow us on Twitter at BorsStar. That's at BORESSTAR. And on Instagram and Facebook at Star Wars Podcast. You can also reach us on email at starwarspodcast@gmail.com. The Star Wars Show can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and wherever podcasts can be found. Please give us a like, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a 5-star review. May the Force be with you.